Hi, welcome. This is the lunch break. We're live in the Atlanta Eats offices in our studios and inviting folks as we've been covering food and dining in Atlanta for 8 years and hopefully have been able to entertain you guys by providing beautiful stories about great restaurants and entrepreneurs and chefs and great bars and great places to visit. And obviously there is no industry that's feeling COVID-19 any worse than the restaurant and hospitality industry. So my name is Steak. Hi. I do a radio show on 680 The Fan. I was on this morning talking about sports, of which there's not a lot of that. And now we're going to talk about restaurants, and there's not a lot of that going on, other than let's try to support takeout and carry out and DoorDash and Uber Eats in any possible way that you can get revenue back to restaurateurs and entrepreneurs. And if you know anything about most restaurants, like there is no industry with more entrepreneurs, more folks that lay their ass on the line, have more risk, have bigger dreams, right? So, man, it's just like, it's the essence of like community, right? Think of all the neighborhood places and part of your community. And the reason we started Atlanta Eats 8 years ago is because we thought food and dining is like the #1 topic in our city, and we were right. And now everybody is rallying around trying to figure out how to help out restaurants. And not to say that every industry isn't struggling. So here's what we're going to try to do. It's lunch break. You see that? Lunch break, because it's lunch and you're at home. And we're going to try to see if this show works. There's a lot of other folks floating around. George, who runs our content. And hi, George. He's back there. We'll talk to him. And a lot of folks, not that we have a full packed office because a lot of folks are working from home. But if you want to talk about food and dining, if you want to give a shout out to the restaurants in your community that you're thinking the most about, then by all means, tell me what we're doing. You move us around. Then by all means, let's mention them here and we'll give a shout out. I bet you we know a bunch of these restaurants as well. So what happened? Am I getting cut off here or not?
No. Well, we wanted to make sure that we got the signage in there too.
No.
So we're just trying to make sure everything's in the frame there. Okay. But I think you're good to go right here. Yeah.
Okay. So
there you squeeze this way. There you go.
All right. Here's what we're going to do. By the way, I just ordered from Uber Eats from Jay Christopher's. Look what I got here. Chicken quesadilla, Jay Christopher's, all their locations except for what, Buckhead?
No, Brookhaven.
Is everybody open?
Yeah.
Every Jay Christopher's is open, and one of the cool things is we just ordered within 25 minutes. I got a chicken quesadilla with extra sour cream. I got cheese grits right here, right? Someone will give me a spoon at some point, and I'm eating chicken quesadillas. Going right to Jay Christopher's. Uber Eats is not charging. So I just spent $12.50 and went right to Jay Christopher's. Yummy. So, thank you, buddy. Tell us what places that you are ordering from, supporting, are thinking the most about, are worried the most about. What are you doing in your community, or how do restaurants affect your life? So we can do this open-ended. We're taking, you can't actually talk to me audio-wise, right?
Right now, just type in your comments.
So type in your comments. Any questions you have about like who's open? We got a bunch of people here that can look into it. There's a lot of ways to support restaurants right now. There's certainly any of the apps which are offering great deals to restaurants. You don't have to pay fees. And a lot of restaurants staying open through Uber Eats and DoorDash, and who else?
Get a Bite.
Get a Bite.
There's somebody we're working with, and they're listing all the curbside places.
Okay, so Get a Bite's an awesome app, like one of the best and great people that run that. They went from kind of telling you deals every night in restaurants, now they're telling you all the great curbside opportunities. So a lot of restaurants are doing just come out to the curb, deliver food, have family style meals. I don't know about you, but I got 3 kids at home. I got a high schooler, I got a junior high school kid, and I got here we go. And I got an elementary school kid. And I can tell you that it's bedlam at times, and we all come together at night for dinner, and it's been kind of nice to have everybody in the house. So I'm not at dance, I'm not at hoops, I'm not at baseball, I'm not at any of this other stuff. We're just at home together. So, you see what's going on here? These are from
Little Ray.
Little Ray. Ford Fries restaurant company that has these ridiculously tasty tacos on Piedmont Road. And George, how did we do these?
I came up. There was.
Yeah, come on in here and tell us.
I'm trying to stay in the 6 feet.
That's all right, dude. Kelly and Ryan Secrets are close to each other.
Yeah. So I went out. They have a window right there that you could just park, hop right up to, order what you want, and they'll take care of you. Walk away with 6 tacos in 15 minutes. Good to go.
All right. So get on Instagram. Tell us what neighborhood restaurants you're thinking about. If you're a restaurateur, tell us what you're doing. And if you just want to give a shout out or feedback. So, Governor Kemp said today that we're not closing restaurants and bars yet. We're going to stay within those guidelines, which are, I think, 50 folks?
Yes, currently.
Right, recommended 10, but 50 is the rule, and whatever it is. I just talked to my friends at Waffle House. All the Waffle Houses are open. All the J. Christopher's are open. Flying Biscuits doing great business. So they're partners of ours also with all the apps. There's high-end restaurants doing unique curbside stuff. They've never done it before. There are restaurants pivoting, and there are folks just trying to figure it out. So obviously part of what we're trying to do is hopefully you'll check in here. Do we have questions or folks checking in?
Well, we got Champagne.
Scroll.
Champagne Meg says she sees those tacos in the back.
So keep scrolling here because I know.
Softy Rocks from Misty Christie.
Yep.
All right.
So any questions you have on there, tell us who you're thinking about. So I live in Sandy Springs, Brookhaven kind of area. So I have a bunch of restaurants: Mirko Pasta, Tacos and Tequilas, Goldberg's. Those are the places like right in our neighborhood. There's Avellini's Pizza a block away. There's Town Brookhaven, where they got a lot of great places like Hobnob, and then let's think about where are we the most as a family, because there was Superica on Roswell Road. That's another spot that we spent some time.
The Tron 7 says Ips Pasta and Bar on Canton Street in Roswell.
So Ips Pasta and Bar is great. It's an offshoot from Ippolito's, and they're on Canton Street, and they do an awesome job, and I guess they're open. Is that what they just said?
Yep. And Gloriana says Verde in Brookhaven.
So Verde in Brookhaven is like the greatest place to get margaritas out on that patio when everything's normal. And my wife, when I can't find my wife, and it's 5:30 on a Wednesday, right? Where are you? What's going on? She's like, I'm in a meeting. And then, sure enough, it's like, how is your meeting at Verde on the patio with your 3 mommies? Anyway, sorry. That's her spot. She loves that. How can we help food truck folks is a question.
Mm-hmm.
George, you got a thought on that? I mean, obviously, food trucks shouldn't be as affected. If I guess if you give us some social media info, we'll push it out.
Yes.
On where food trucks are going to.
Yeah, if there's a food truck out there that's going to be available, tag Atlanta Eats TV, and we'll be sure to share it on one of our platforms.
So let's mention Bua, right, at Town Brookhaven. Mm-hmm. Margaret, who's a good friend. Bua's awesome. Great Thai food. I love getting with the pad Thai. Mm-hmm. You get the little peanuts you sprinkle. You got those nice big noodles.
They have great wings there, too, actually.
They got great wings, and they got a great salad. Pick up at Osteria. So Osteria is a classic place for years, and you see they're doing a great job there. Ryan Pernice has been a restaurateur for a long time. Boo and Brookhaven, somebody else mentioned. I'm trying to think of more of our places, Sandy Springs. So Ponko's open around the corner now. Wing Factory does a great job. Ponko just opened on Roswell Road. There is further down places like Chopped, places like but those are more. Listen, nothing wrong with supporting, multi-unit restaurants, but I love to talk about who are the local restaurateurs when you think about who's done a great job. So that could be Kent Street in Roswell. That could be Stone Mountain. That could be College Park. We just did a whole show about College Park and their restaurant week. That could be Decatur. That could be Gina Hines. That could be Inman Park. The great thing about this city, they've got so many awesome neighborhoods with so much great food. So Big Dave's Cheesesteaks, he is the social media king. Tin Drum Asian Kitchen. Tacos and Tequilas, always great. Why do I love tacos and tequilas? Here's why. It's Friday night. Daddy's had a rough week. Mommy's had a rough week. The kids are bouncing off the walls. You go to Tacos and Tequila. Margaritas are flowing. The kids are running around like bonkers. Some dude's playing the guitar. Some Mexican music. It's a great spot. They do a delicious queso also. The real Mexican Vittles. What are they talking about?
I'm not sure.
So Margaret also said she just bought a gift card. Gift cards are a great thing as well.
Yep.
To pour, right?
Yes.
Wine bar.
Yes.
Let's get OJ in here. Let's show.
OJ. Come
So
on in.
NFA Burger, right?
Hi.
Tell us about NFA Burger.
So it used to be a pop-up by Billy. He did a bunch of like,
Billy Kramer. Sorry.
and he did a lot of burger pop-ups around restaurants. And now he has a brick and mortar in Norcross or
Yeah, in a gas station.
in a gas station.
He
So-
got the most ridiculous restaurant review from the AJC. So NFA, but I'm not touching him. Not touching. NFA Burger.
not fooling around.
So what's your neighborhood? Tell me your neighborhood.
I live in Brookhaven, so I drive there once in a while. I actually went there yesterday, and he's dealing with the situation very well. He has a separate desk that we can order food, and then we wait in our cars. So he brings out the food to our cars, and we're all safe.
All right. How good is that burger? Scale of 1 to 10.
I'm gonna be very professional. This is gonna be around 10.5.
Wow, that's
I'd say.
over 10.
Very
With
All right,
the
let's-
tots.
so what? Any other neighborhood places we wanted to shout out?
Well, let me run through some of the places people have been
All right.
talking about here.
All right.
I
Thank you.
saw Arnett's.
Yes.
before.
Arnett's. So Arnett's, thank you, sir. We got to separate.
You got to separate. Come
Good
on
to
up.
see you. So Arnett's is the awesome restaurant in Brookhaven. My buddy Michael Arnett. They are doing all kinds of elaborate, cool curbside stuff as well. So, Megan, what neighborhood are you in? So Megan's here.
Virginia
All
Highlands.
right, come on in here. Let's talk to Megan for a second. As I'm gonna, Megan's in Virginia Highlands. So give me the 4 or 5 local places that you are thinking about this week.
I'm always thinking about walkable to me, which is Pont City. We've got in there Farm to Ladle, which is also breadwinner out of Sandy Springs.
Yup.
And also,
Breadwinner, which is a good partner of ours,
yes.
right?
There's
Multiple
also
locations.
Gia, which is a part of Tasty China, which also has a second location, kind of in North Buckhead off Roswell Road. Ponca, which is in Midtown, always good, always fast, casual, good option. And then, what's B&L doing during this time? Anything with
He's
the
still
test?
operating. He's in
B&L
his
Wings,
kitchen.
best wings in Atlanta. He's
Awesome.
got a test kitchen off of Pleasantdale.
So what do you live with 2 girls?
I do.
So what do you guys do every night for lunch and dinner now?
Well, it's been kind of a race to the grocery stores, but with the new hours, it's hit it early in the morning and hit it at lunch, and still trying to meal prep and keep things going at home.
And do takeout and carry out as well.
Yeah, we've done a lot of Uber Eats. Obviously, like the grocery stores are empty, so a lot of Uber Eats around here, around the office. This week, around the office, we got Chopped, we got Cafe Agora, and then obviously today we've got Little Ray and Jay Christopher's.
Awesome. Thank you.
Let's see, let me update you on some of this stuff. We've got a lot of people from Tin Drum Asian Kitchen who are shouting out. That's a multi-unit, but they're all over the place. all
Tin
around
Drum Asian
Yep.
Cafe.
Yep.
And they're open.
They're open. We've got the local also. I think that's out in Tucker.
Okay.
Tucker's
a very underrated
yes.
food community as well.
Yes.
And by the way, you're watching Lunch Break at the Atlanta Eats Studios / offices. We're in Buckhead. We got a few of us here, and we're pushing out content all week long. Our TV show's on every day. We're doing whatever we can to help out the restaurant business, the restaurant industry, and we know a lot of these restaurants that we have covered in the past. So give us the places in your neighborhood you're thinking the most about, the local entrepreneurs. Listen, the thing with restaurants is so many of these folks have risked everything, have leveraged everything, had their dream to open restaurants, and that the economy was booming. Places were rocking. There were jobs everywhere for people in the service industry. It was like an all-time prosperous period in a lot of ways. Certainly in 2019 it was. And now folks are in PAIN. They're in major pain. So even if they're not open curbside, even if they're not doing Uber Eats, let's at least let people know for the next few minutes that we're thinking about them.
Yep.
So tell me, George, you picked up, is this curbside?
It's the takeout window. So they got a window.
And
It's
the name of this
perfectly
place,
safe.
remind everybody?
Little Ray. Little Ray.
Little Ray on Piedmont, which is normally always packed like crazy.
Yes.
So look at what's happening here. Great tortillas. unbelievable flavors. And then we also went to Jay Christopher's, and this came courtesy of Uber Eats, and it's tasty, dude. Dude, it's like cheese grits, and it's like quesadillas. You know what I'm talking about? All right, what else we got? Athens Pizza. By the way, maybe the most delicious Greek pizza or pizza in town. They're doing curbside service and delivery apps as well as counter service for those who walk in.
I'm seeing a couple also for some bakeries, which I think steak is a great idea. If there's no bread at your grocery store, go to a local baker like the General Mirror. They make their own bread.
Yep.
You can go to Evergreen in Kirkwood. They make their own bread. All kinds of options for local bakers if your supermarket is out of bread.
So, Super Jenny on Roswell and so many other locations. You talk about somebody who is conscious of taking care of the community. Super Jenny does a great job. We mentioned Athens Pizza. I will say this, that every New Year's Eve for the last 8 years, not that you're asking, but I get paid to talk. So we have a tradition because I grew up in Boston. I love Greek pizza, and I went to school in New Orleans, and I love Popeyes. So for the last 6-7 years, I don't go out anymore because I got these 3 kids running around. It's amazing. These kids, you can't go to New Year's parties when you have these kids. Just kidding. Popeyes and Athens Pizza every New Year's Eve. All right. So great thoughts on bakeries, as we mentioned. Atlanta Bread.
Mm-hmm, that's another one. Yep.
Think about those folks.
Yep.
Again, everybody's just trying to figure out how do we hang on to our staff? How do we take care of the folks that have been loyal to us? How do we get any revenue? Gift cards, carry out, take out. All the apps are cutting their prices for the restaurants in terms of fees. So there's definitely an opportunity. Let's scroll and see what else you guys want to talk about.
Sure.
There's also an opportunity there. We've talked about Big Dave's cheesesteaks before. JR's Barbecue, somebody mentioning as well. Das Barbecue.
Yeah.
You want to talk about really smart. Das Barbecue located over there, that Howell Mill, West Midtown area. Mm-hmm. They're doing stuff right on the street next to their smoker where they're handing out sandwiches and they're doing great barbecue. They are entrepreneurs. Anything in McDonough, Georgia. Haven't heard about any neighborhoods in Alpharetta. Downtown Alpharetta's got great restaurants. Downtown Roswell, downtown Rome. We've covered all these communities. It's amazing. We've covered almost 400 restaurants at Atlanta Eats. And Georgia Lottery, our buddies there, who have been a huge, who knows when things get cooking again, when we might show up and say, dinner's on us. Brought to you by the Georgia Lottery. So they're watching as well. A lot of folks, think about your neighborhood restaurants that you're concerned about and let them know you're thinking. And if anybody has, like Peachtree Corners has Kiko's Mexican, and they're doing quick takeout. So you can drive right through there. That's a great spot. There's almost no restaurant you're going to mention that somebody rolling around in here hasn't thought of. You have another place, OJ, you want to mention or not?
How about Big Dave's cheesesteak?
Yeah, we mentioned that. How good is Big Dave's cheesesteak?
Oh, boy.
That's OJ's favorite.
How did Big Dave's cheesesteak? You can go right over here, buddy. Big Dave's cheesesteak.
So they started at a gas station in Norcross, Dunwoody, and then it got so famous he had to move to downtown. He opened up his new crib, and that place is blowing up. But like, you have to get in line.
How did they get 100-something thousand? How many followers they have?
They have more, as many as we do.
150.
No, more than us.
More than us.
us.
He's got like 170,000 followers. It happened because a lot of celebs, a lot of influencers went there, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we did a Big Dave's cheesesteak. Did you create an egg roll?
No. Yeah. Well, they make an egg roll there, so they make a cheesesteak egg roll.
How good
Yes.
is that?
And then we also, if you check out our YouTube channel, it's ATL Eats is the YouTube channel.
All right, let's get George in here.
Yeah, youtube.com/ATL Eats. We worked with a local comedian, a hilarious guy named Mandel. You've probably seen him hosting stand-up nights and stuff like that. We went and Big Dave's was at that gas station. We did a little restaurant review there. And we're going to be doing more with Mandel and more with Big Dave, if everything can work out.
What's your neighborhood places? Tell me the places you think of.
I live in the eastern part of the city. I live in Kirkwood in East Atlanta Village. So Kirkwood, right away, I'm thinking of Le Petit Marché. I'm thinking of the Pullman. I'm thinking of El Tesoro, which is close by. That's an amazing Mexican
What are
spot.
they doing in El Tesoro?
It's just a taco spot, but it's like Texas, Southern California style stuff. Just delicious food. And in East Atlanta Village, great bars out there, the Glenwood, Argosy,
Just hoping for the best for all those folks.
All right, East Atlanta Village, by the way, very underrated spot as well. So remember when we started this thing, we're going to try to do more of like live programming and try to talk to restaurants and figure out like what makes the most sense to just, and if folks just want to talk in general about, here we go, about the stress of what everybody's going through. A lot of folks are at home right now. I mentioned a few places here. Mary Mac's Tea Room. The very first restaurant I ever went to when I came to Atlanta, Georgia, 25 years ago, someone told me I had to check out Mary Mac's. That was the first place I went to. The General Muir over there by Emory does a fabulous job. Douglas County, you tell us what's over there. Scroll, White Oak Kitchen.
Yep, White Oak
Correct.
Kitchen cocktails.
Anybody know anything in Douglas County? Anybody know any place in Douglas County? I don't know. Somebody may say something. That's my, see Layla Shap. We're watching in Boston.
Awesome.
That's my niece. She's eaten a lot of meals with me. A lot of meals.
Fox Brothers. That's
Fox Brothers, obviously. Listen, Fox Brothers put us on the map in terms of barbecue. What do you do? What do you eat at home when you're supposed to be social distancing? Well, my wife started actually cooking a little bit, that was the biggest breaking news before Corona. Is my wife was in the kitchen. Am I allowed to say that too soon?
It's the second tragedy this week.
Yes. No, she's doing an amazing job. All right, here we go.
Yeah.
So, listen, it's a combination. Folks obviously are not going to eat every single meal and take out and carry out. I mean, that's not realistic. But certainly, start spending maybe 3 or 4 or 5 times over the next few days. Listen, I told you, we just did a quesadilla from Jay Christopher's. This whole meal was $11, right? $11, that's a lot of food. And then we went to Little Ray, all these at the Office Elite. Oh, maybe they weren't. I have to put my hands on them. I didn't put my hands on those. So, Ruby Chow's, Mark is talking about, Antico Pizza and Papado. By the way, Antico Pizza, he's opened up Gio's Sicilian Slice. So if you know Gio's Chicken and you know Antico Pizza, another corner of his restaurant, he's now started Gio's Sicilian. They've never been on apps before, Antico Pizza. They're finally on them. Yeah, can we bring that over here? They're finally on them. There we go. Thank you. Just, you want to, here?
It's a little pump.
Oh, jeez. Thank you. Gio's is on apps for the first time ever. Gio Antico, which is really, really cool as well. All right, a lot of more conversations coming in. What else do we have?
Big Al's. We said Ruby Chow's, Gumbo. Go see Lindsay at Lazy Dog.
Lindsay at Lazy Dog. Nancy's Pizza, great deep dish.
Yes.
Hope everyone is staying healthy over there. Say hi to the rest of the ladies' team, says Ryan. Lazy Dog, gas food truck, ATL. What's that? You can come on.
Yeah, we just did.
I think it's Good As Sandwiches is what gas stands for. But they're like a vegan snacks. They do all the fried sandwiches, cheesesteaks, all that stuff, but it's all vegan.
Tiffany says we're making her hungry, so let's see what else we have for other spots. And hopefully we can do this every day or every other day. We have a whole team here of folks who produce our show, produce our digital, our social, our YouTube channel. If you just want to talk about food, and we know you're at home, we know your hours are all jacked up, we know this is some serious shit everybody's going through, and we're just going to try to be as entertaining as possible, support restaurants, try to, cross our fingers that we get through this sooner rather than later. JJ's Chicken and Fish. What the hell's JJ's Chicken and Fish?
I've never heard of it before.
JJ's Chicken and Fish. All right. What else are we scrolling and we're going to talk about here?
Well, I'm trying to pull up a browser. We did a poll on Twitter earlier asking people what percentage. Can you pull up Twitter, our URL? A poll on Twitter earlier asking people what percentage of their sequester supplies they've gone through.
Right.
So
either people are paranoid about just adding pounds like crazy, or they're just eating like maniacs. So my advice is outside is about the healthiest thing you can do, is be outside, maybe with your wife, or maybe go for a walk or a run. I see more couples and families taking walks than any time in history. And obviously not only is it healthier for the brain, right? There's only so much Netflix you can watch. So give me the poll here.
The poll results are as follows.
Right.
5% of you, 31% of you have gone through 5% of your sequester supplies.
25%. One out of every four has gone through 10% of your sequester supplies. 13% has gone through about 15% of your supplies, and one out of every three of you have gone through more than 15% of your sequester supplies. Got to take it slower, guys. Take it slower.
How are the
longer
supermarkets? Sorry, I'm eating this quesadilla. What do you want from me?
Oh, Rodney says martial law might be coming, but is he talking about Marshall University or Marshall
Law might be
Marshall Lynch?
Hey, it says that's my sister at GAS Gas Food Truck ATL on the east side tonight.
Okay.
Let's keep scrolling. More ideas. Supermarkets are hit or miss, by the way. Some supermarket areas, there's nothing on the shelves. I was at Whole Foods Buckhead today. There was nobody in there. So.
Yep.
I also was at a Publix on Roswell Road that did great. All the Buckhead restaurants are open for the most part.
Buckhead Life, specifically.
Buckhead Life. So that is, Buckhead Life is Preachy, Fish Market, Shops, Buckhead Diner, Corner Cafe. I'm not sure if they're open. But bottom line is this, everyone's adhering to the rules and the recommendations. By the way, I'm talking to Governor Kemp tomorrow on our radio show at 680 The Fan on our app. And we're going to ask about their mindset about food and dining in restaurants. So... Sprouts is fully stocked. There's one near my house. That is great to know. Any other tips? What supermarkets look like in your area? Love to hear from you. Any questions? Favorite restaurants that you're thinking about? This is our first edition of that lunch break right there. Publix is restocking the best right now. Dude, I was at Publix on Sunday morning. I went for a workout and then I went to Publix. And when I tell you, first of all, they had so many folks working, and it was so efficient, and it was like they were all over it. So there was stocking up, no issues there. Also, Hearth Pizza Tavern and Casa Cielo. We've covered Casa Cielo and Hearth Pizza. Yep. They're both Atlanta Eats restaurants. Are they both open, or is that what you're thinking about? So Hearth Pizza right next to my favorite Chinese restaurant, Canton Cooks. In Sandy Springs, and Casa Cielo, really upscale, cool Mexican place. Great date night, great margaritas. They do a great job as well.
Can we go back to your favorite Chinese restaurant?
Yes.
Because there's a lot of folks who
let's talk about Chinese.
Aren't going to Chinese places because of some biases that they think the disease comes from there. We want to encourage people to go to our local Chinese restaurants.
Nobody needs help more than Chinese restaurants, especially if you just want to do takeout. They've always done takeout better than anybody anyway. And the notion that you need to stay away from Chinese restaurants, you talk about entrepreneurs that are getting hurt, the Chinese restaurants, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All over Buford Highway and in the burbs. Shout out to Tuza Taco. We just covered them recently. Great neighborhood. Ted's Montana Grill. How about that bison? So when I go to Ted's, I like the bison, Swiss mushroom. I like the bison chili. They got these chocolate chip cookies you heat up. They got meatloaf. Ted's does an awesome job and socially responsible, always. Also, what's your favorite Italian restaurant? You got to understand, I'm never going to tell you my favorite. That's not what we do. We love a lot. Tell me what part of town. Like Preachy's right next door to us in Atlanta Eats. That's awesome. La Grata in Buckhead is awesome. La Tavola in Highlands is great. Cibo e Beve is delicious. Ippolito's does a fabulous job. Love the garlic rolls. Or like, you people worried about doing too much drinking or partying in the house. Like, that's addictive. I'll tell you, the most addictive thing in Atlanta is those garlic rolls at Ippolito's. I saw 3 guys I heard went to rehab for those garlic rolls. Funny Marco wants to do a show with you guys. We'll see if we can't go over 10 people, though. I'll throw a few people out of the office. Mezzaluna, great spot as well. And any other questions you have for us? Any other Italian place? You got your favorite Italian place? What's Kyle's? Il Giallo. Jamie, Il Giallo. What's Kyle? Kyle's our president. What's the name of his favorite Italian restaurant?
Amano.
Amano. I went there for dinner. Kyle invited me to Amano, and then I ended up paying, which I don't know what happened. But he invited me there. Also, Cibo Bebe with their meatballs.
I think anywhere that does fresh pasta. So
pasta travels well, correct?
Yes, very well.
Going to Dua Vietnamese for lunch. I assume you may be picking up there. Slutty Vegan. Is there a more popular restaurant in Atlanta than Slutty Vegan? I don't know what their policy is. If you can tell us, what is it, Jamal?
Yeah, KJ_Jamal.
Yeah, if you can tell us what they're doing. This just talk about food and dining, what you're doing for meals, what supermarkets have looked like in your town, who's doing cool things over on the curb, who's doing cool things for takeout. And again, back to, again, you're coming in and out. We started the show by showing you that all this food we're eating today for lunch hour, this came right from Uber Eats.
So we got
and it was a delicious meal from Jay Christopher's.
We've got a little update. Looks like Slutty Vegan is unfortunately closed right now.
True Food Kitchen is closed. I just drove by Phipps and Lenox. It's like a ghost town. So
Yeah.
True Food, those national chains have a hard time. It's the independent places that I think we're most focused on, like who's open.
Yep.
So
I want to say real quick, funny Marco, we're probably not going to throw you into this first show that we're doing, but DM us, and we're interested in kind of experimenting.
Is there a way to show people at home what they're doing maybe at some point?
Yes.
Show videos.
We'll do that at some point, but not in this first one.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, Grand China Buckhead has been open for years, right on Peachtree. They're really good, no doubt. Somebody says empty in Decula. I don't know if that's supermarket aisles, I assume, as opposed to people. Shout out to Good Word Public House in Duluth. Classic neighborhood spots. They've turned into a soup kitchen for those who need it. And that's just an example of their commitment to the community. Slim and Husky Pizza, I've been hearing about. Have you been yet?
I haven't been, but they're from Nashville. And
Slim and Husky Pizza. What is it? Enrico's?
Henri's, I think they're saying. Henri's is on Uber Eats.
Oh, Henri's Louisiana Kitchen now on Urban Eats. P.F. Chang's. I don't know if they're open. That'll be a popular Uber Eats or Grubhub. Brick Store Pub in Decatur. Do they do anything? We can look into that.
Yeah,
Great question. We have our research team here. It's lunchtime for our research team, so they're not going to be on. We appreciate you from out of market watching us as well. Cafe Intermezzo is giving away free meals and desserts to hospitality industry people. That's awesome.
I heard actually that Hawkers is also doing 50% off for anybody who works in the hospitality or food and beverage industry.
Can I eat food with you guys? Sure. Slim and Husky Pizza, I need a review. Slutty Vegan is only providing walk-up window service only to service workers. They are open in Alfred at P.F. Chang's. Great hot and sour soup. I love the garlic chicken. Slim and Huskies, we just had an update on Slim and Huskies, are out of Nashville, Tennessee, correct. We told you about Slutty Vegan. And just, different neighborhood spots. We got a place up the street from us, Avellino's Pizza. My buddy Chris Domino lives around the corner from. That is the ultimate neighborhood spot. It's literally in the middle of like 10 houses right in Brookhaven. La Fiesta Mexican restaurant is open as well. Have you ever seen a restaurant more popular than Slutty Vegan when they first opened?
No.
Dude, let's talk about that. We're far enough away from each other. Do you want me to move this?
Yeah, no, I think this is all good. So I lived in New York right when the Cronut was coming out.
Yeah, the Cronut.
Yes, and there were 4 block lines for that. Slutty Vegan is the closest thing I've ever come to this.
How long did that Cronut thing last for?
I think it was like a 4-year trend, maybe.
Yeah.
4-year trend.
Brick Store does to go. Brick Store does to go. Brick Store Pub, we've covered them. They're awesome. Gas Food Truck ATL, awesome. Everybody's talking about you guys as well. Jack's New York Deli curbside pickup available. I know there's one right here in Buckhead over by the Terminus building. Mm-hmm. That's great. Great example. You need your pastrami. You need a pastrami fix. You need some pastrami. You need a little corned beef. You need a little pastrami, a little matzo ball, a little chicken soup. Come on. What are we talking about? So they're open over there, Jack's New York Deli. A lot of folks checking us out, by the way. We're on television every day on Peachtree TV, 9 to 10 a.m., or on Saturday nights, our full 1-hour show is going to be just like normal, highlighting restaurants, because eventually when we get back out of this thing, we're going to support those restaurants. We got a great episode coming up Saturday night at 7 and then Sunday mornings at 10:30 a.m. Blaxican is doing a food truck. We've had them at numerous events. They do a great job. By the way, get on Instagram if you want to chat with us, and we're happy to have you guys coming in and out. Is that the number of how many people are on at the same time?
We've got about 50 people.
Why can't we have 100 people?
Well, we're going to keep on doing this, and every day we do it.
Every place in Krog Street is doing curbside pickup. Does that mean Fred's Meat and Bread, the most ridiculous steak and cheese, and Yalla is open as well? Those two are my favorite places at Krog. Also, Goose Bistro. Is that
Goose
Krog?
is there. Baruni Napoli is there. A bunch of good stuff.
There's a grill station at the Whole Foods in Johns Creek that has some great food. Grill station, only takeout. Pont City is closed, so that's a harsh reality. Brick Store, sister restaurant, Leon's Full Service. Another great example of how great Decatur is for restaurants as well. And tell your folks that we're live on Instagram. And if you want to be watching alongside, is that 50 will turn into 100, 150, 200, 200, 500? I don't know. We can do this every day. Vortex, haven't heard what they're doing, but obviously the best burgers in town. And the Big Mac Screaming Nuts is open takeout. One of our favorite.
I was going to say, that's a perfect lead-in, because
Our next live is going to be tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. We're going to have breakfast and be digging into donuts. And
So you're grabbing a bunch of donut places, and we're going to eat them tomorrow morning.
Yes.
Nouveau in College Park is open. Somebody's watching in Plainview, New York. Bon appetit, Mom. Best sandwich at Fresno meat and bread. You don't have to tell me, brother or sister. Steak and cheese, the burgers, the sandwiches at Fred's Meat and Bread are like maybe my number one guilty pleasure in the city of Atlanta. Cannot lie to you. I cannot lie. Any other comments other than sign off? We've been on for a while, like 35 minutes.
Yeah. I think it's we'll save it all for tomorrow
El
morning.
Taco Veloz. We got to get to 50. Oh, we're down under 40 here. We got to get to 50. Whatever. Bottom line is this. Try to be grateful for the folks you're able to be with at your house if at all possible. Let us know if you're binge watching any great shows. We'll do that next couple of days. Also, think about the folks in the restaurant community who are, experiencing unbridled pain and stress, because this is their livelihood, man. And Atlanta's the reason we started Atlanta Eats, because we're a phenomenal restaurant city and we love to eat and drink better than anybody. So, Athens Pizza says they'll bring us lunch tomorrow. Let me check. Okay, yes, that might work too. So, Dolly's Donuts tomorrow. They want to stop by and bring us donuts. We love to promote any breakfast places as well. This is Lunch Break, so we have a fancy graphic here. Hold on. Yes, look at this. We got a fancy graphic, and we got my name is Steak, and that's our first edition of Lunch Break.